The biggest thing that I think I want to get across in today's market update is the people that missed out in 2020 and 2021 because they listened to the headlines, they listened to friends or family saying that we were in a housing bubble and the market was going to crash. Now, pre-pandemic, at the beginning of 2020, 2019, we were in a great market. It was a seller's market, so there wasn't like the severe shortage, but there was still a shortage of inventory. So we were seeing homes, have multiple offers. Now, not like 20 offers or more, like we did at, the peak of all this. But, we were seeing, 2 or 3 offers. It wouldn't be unusual for a home to have multiple offers. Now, once and so homes were going, we're going for list price. You weren't getting very many concessions. So it was a great market. And the news headlines were saying that it was a great housing market. Then once we got to the pandemic, you had people start saying, oh, we're in a bubble. This is just going to be like 2008. You just wait. All these people wanting to buy, we're going to have a housing crash. And that is so, so dangerous. And what happened in 2008, which I'm going to be showing you very soon, and what happened, what is happening now are just, we're in 2 totally different worlds, 2 totally different markets. So if you're wanting to know everything about what is going on in the Tulsa market and the surrounding suburbs, then let's look at some national housing information. Let's look at local information so you can make an informed decision. So I'm saying all this to get to the point that there are people that are waiting on the sidelines right now. One, because interest rates have risen so much and affordability has gone down. So if you are just priced out on the market, then there's really not much that I can do to help you. But if you could buy, but you are waiting because you think that home prices are going to go back down, or that you're going to wait till interest rates go back down, well, here is what is most likely logically going to happen. Okay, when interest rates go back down, think of all these people that are on the sidelines because the market has slowed. Now, it's still a great market. We still have 2019 numbers because of the housing shortage. There are people that are wanting to buy. Now, a lot are cash buyers and investors, but we still have people in the market. So, houses are still moving. Is it taking longer to move? Yes. Are we seeing seller concessions? Yes. Are we going to see depreciation in some markets? Yes, slightly. Some markets that accelerated super quickly, they are seeing a little bit of depreciation. Some experts are projecting a 4% depreciation, and some experts are predicting 4% appreciation. What's likely going to happen in 2023 is just flat appreciation. Like, we're not really, it's going to just kind of even out. Like, you're not going to have those great equity gains like you did in 2019, 2020, 2021. Or sorry, not 2019, 2020, 2021. And, some of 2022. Now, even with the way the market shifted, you still have a great, year over year gain for 2022, just not as much as it was predicted earlier because the interest rates spiked so much. And I just found out, I always try to keep up to date on what's going on because I want to be knowledgeable to be able to guide you in the right way. And so this is the first time in history in a year that interest rates have doubled. So at 2022 in the beginning, we were at 3.5% and they have gone up to 7%. So never in American history have we seen rates double in a year. Have we had 7%? Yes, we have. But we've never seen interest rates go up so fast. So that is something new we haven't seen before that we can't predict. We can't look at history to see, to make sense of that. But yeah, that's something. So definitely there are people, people could have bought, a house this time last year and it would have fit in their budget and it was more affordable. I think it was like I'm trying to think of my number. I think a $300,000 house or a $200,000 house would have had a $1,200 payment, as we're of today. It's got an $1,800 payment. And I don't have those numbers in front of me, but there was like, is looking at something, that huge difference in monthly payment because of the interest rate. So yes, some of you guys are priced out of the market, and I hate that. But if you're gonna wait, like, consider buying something that's not your dream home, but at least get in and build equity so that you're not, paying for somebody else's mortgage. Renting, you're just paying somebody else's mortgage off. Like, it might not be the house that you want to end up in, that you want to be here forever home, but at least get in a house and start building equity. And then, years down the road, you've kind of got a forced savings plan, or you do have a forced savings plan, and you can either choose to, sell and take that equity and buy up, or your circumstances might have changed to where you can keep that home as a rental and go ahead and move up and buy a new home. So, don't count yourself out of the market, and don't wait for housing prices to, go down significantly, or interest rates, because guess what's going to happen when the interest rates go down? We are going to have that frenzy of all these people that have waited on the sidelines that are now ready to, get in. And what's that going to do? That's going to do over asking. Again, that's going to, drive prices up. Now, are we still seeing multiple offers and over asking? Yeah, we are. It's not as common. Days on market have gone up. Multiple offers have gone down. So that's not as common. So you're more likely to get a seller concession now. You're more likely, you can ask a seller, instead of like taking money off the top, which isn't going to mess with your payment much at all, you can ask the seller to, take that money and do a buy down, so you can, get a comfortable interest rate for a couple of years. Of course, you'll end up settling on the interest rate that it is now. And right now, I think it's a little above 7s as the time that I'm recording this video. But they do say, like, our country is heading for a recession. All experts say that. When we look at history, we see that when a recession happens, then interest rates go down. So the chance of interest rates going down, now not to like those 2.5%, 3% rates, we're probably not going to see those again. So if you missed out on those, it is what it is. It sucks, but it happens. So, but you can only move forward now. So don't let the past and, the thought of missing out on those great rates stop you from, making the best decision that you can right now. So yeah, the experts are forecasting rates to eventually go down. That might be a year from now, 2 years, but a lot of lenders, and I work with some great ones, a lot of lenders are waiving those refinance fees. They know that's going to happen. So what they're offering is, to get into these, 2-year, interest rates where it's down. It's not an adjustable rate mortgage, although there are some good adjustable rate mortgages, but just buying down the rate for a couple of years so you can, afford that payment, with the thought that the interest rates are going to go down, and you can be able to refinance that at a rate that makes things more affordable for you. Now, let me show you, okay? I don't know if I've gotten to this point or not yet, but let me point you to, this is what I want to just nail in. Like, today is the best time in the next 5 years to buy a house. Waiting is not going to make it any better. More likely, you're going to find a house, and if you wait, you wouldn't be able to afford that same house at this time next year. Okay, so is moving right for everybody right now? Is buying right for everybody right now? No. I love my house. I have a fantastic interest rate. There's absolutely no reason for me to move, and I don't want to. So staying put is right for a lot of people, but not moving because you're scared or because you're waiting, I think that that's the wrong choice. So I want you to look at these graphs, and I want to talk about, and I want to show you concrete data of why it doesn't look like 2008, because the headlines are scaring you. People are still, scaring you. I have people comment on my, my Instagram stories, my Facebook posts saying, that the market's going to crash. I'm ridiculous. They were saying that to me too in 2020 and 2021. And anybody that advised their clients to not buy then, look what happened. They got priced out. And it's heartbreaking. Okay, so let's go over why this market is not like it was in 2008. Okay, the supply of homes is nothing like it was last time. All right, here we are, Ooh, this writing is really small, so I'm going to squint a little. 1999, we've got 1999 until today. This is month supply of inventory. Okay, so 1999, we were in between, 4.8 months supply to 4.5 months supply in 2005, which is a pretty balanced market. So a seller's market, some say like 0 to 5 months, really, it's like 0 to 4 months supply of inventory. 4 to 6 months is like a balanced, it's not in the seller's favor, it's not in the buyer's favor, like it's just a balanced market. I need my water. And 6 months and above is a buyer's market. So we were in a pretty balanced market. Well, then leading up to 2006, here we are, 2006, 2007, 8, 9, and 10. Look at this. Our supply is 6.5 months, jumps up to 8.9 months, 10.4 months. So we are in a buyer's market in these. And then, then we had the crash, and that crash was due to the way it was caused by mortgages. It was caused by the reckless lending standards. And so that's what happened. So then there was all this, inventory. There were all these foreclosures. So that's why houses dropped so much, because there were more houses than buyers. Okay. So there's not a supply and demand issue. So then we keep going, and, we get right here. I'm just going to say, 2019, because that's, that was a full pre-pandemic year, and nationally we're at 3.9 months supply of inventory. Okay. Remember I said, a seller's market is, 0 to 4 months. Some experts say more, some less, but we're going to say everyone agrees 0 to 4 months is a seller's market. And during that time, I would show houses. I'd be working with investors. They would be trying to find the pre-foreclosures. They would be, trying to get a good deal. People, would be buying houses, wanting to, ask for a lot of money off. And sometimes, you could get a little bit off, and sometimes you couldn't. A lot of times houses were, selling close to list price. And that was at 3.9 months supply of inventory. Okay, well, 2020, 2021, and 2022, like, look here, we're at 3 months, 2 months, 3.2 months supply of inventory. With those, and with those lower interest rates, affordability was fantastic. So even though homes were appreciating, because the interest rates were so low, the payments were so much more affordable that, that it made sense to be able to buy. So that's when we had, we have multiple offers. We had people waiving inspections. We had people, buying as is. And that is due to supply and demand. Now, today's market, let me just switch over to my MLS right here. I'm trying to see which tab it is. I will get to that in a second. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so these are just quick stats. So days on market. Oh, not days on market, I want supply. Okay, month supply of inventory here in Tulsa. I was just showing you national numbers, 2.2 month supply of inventory. Now look, in January of 2022, we were at 1.2. So yes, our inventory has gone up, but it's still so low. Oops, where am I? Yeah, so it's still so low. So we are at, here in Tulsa, we're lower than, the lowest national average for supply of inventory. Okay, so moving on, lending standards. Okay, now this, remember when I was talking earlier and I said, the lending standards caused the bubble, caused the mortgage crisis. Look at this. This is 2004. This is 2005, 2006, 2007 is going down, and we're here at 2008. So lending standards. This is the historic data of mortgage credit availability. And so it is 0 to 1,000 on how available credit is, how easy it is to get credit. And so I'm recording. I'm recording, so I can't talk. Okay, so my dogs and my mom. Okay, so look how high it got. 868. How easy it was to be able to get credit. That's when they had, stated income loans. Like you could say, I make this much money. And more than likely, that was the possibility of that getting approved was high. Like they weren't checking on things. Now look, after the housing bubble, look how much lending standards tightened. Okay, we are in the hundreds to the 200s. So they loosened up again in 2019. But look what happened when the pandemic happened. They tightened up again. And when I say loosened up, they were still at 200. So 200 to 868, like I'd joke with clients. I'd say you're in mortgage jail. I mean, basically they want your firstborn child to get a mortgage. I mean, they are going to check everything. And, so they're not giving mortgages to unqualified people. So I want us to look now, and we're at 102.5 for availability. So the lending standards have definitely tightened. Okay, and then moving on to foreclosure starts. Okay, again, now this is 100,000, right? Okay, so 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So you can see here, and this, I'm sorry, this writing is so small. I'm gonna look really close, and I still can't see. I need my glasses. I just got a prescription for glasses. But I think this is like around, 2007, okay, 2008. So, and these are quarters, so there's like Q2, Q3, Q4. So, we had all this time, and look, there were 500, 600,000, foreclosures each quarter, even between 400,000 and 500,000. So you just had these foreclosures that were upside down, did not have equity, just, flooding the market when, we already have a big time supply. And so that has gone down, but that's where you get those flipping shows, like, being able to buy a house, for so cheap. And like I said, that stopped happening a lot after, 2018, 2019, there's still deals to be had, but they were harder to find. And there were other people that were wanting to do that too. So then you go back to today, and I want you to look at this. This is 2019 when it was hard to find foreclosures, and we're still under that today. So Q3, lenders started the process on, this says 67,249 properties in Q3 of 2022. 67,000 compared to almost 600,000. Okay, so again, huge difference in foreclosures. And let me make this pleading case. Like if you are facing foreclosure, call me. I have investors. I have cash buyers. I mean, there are not a lot of reasons for somebody's house to actually get foreclosed on. Like, don't bury your head in the sand, ask for help, because there are options to where you don't have to have a foreclosure. And you can probably get money in your pocket. So do not, don't just stop paying and give up. Like, seek counsel, like reach out to me. But so again, like our foreclosures are nowhere near that. So, that's it. Read this blog, but it's not the same market. The market is not going to crash. We're not going to have these flood of homes just come on the market and then all this depreciation. I want you to think about this. With renting going up and renting being so high, like who is going to give up their 2.5% interest rates, their 3.5% interest rates, even a 4%? Like who is going to give that up because affordability is so great? I mean, get a roommate, rent the house. Like there are things that you can do to not give that up. So seeing houses just come on the market, the data does not support it. Okay, so that is why I think now is the best time to buy, in the next 5 years. And because housing isn't going to get any more affordable. Interest rates might go down, but then will you be able to get the house because you'll have so much more competition? Let's look at, this is kind of a part 2, but let's go ahead and look at our local data. Okay, so let's see what is happening in Tulsa County. So interest rates, so today, yesterday interest rates went, I think the average was above 7. So I'm going to go in Tulsa County. Okay, and let's just see what's going on on the last 2 weeks. Okay, I want to know what's gone active the last 2 weeks, what's gone pending the last 2 weeks, and what's closed the last 2 weeks. Oops. Well, 2 weeks in a day. I'm sorry. I'm just saying 15. And we've been in a high interest rate situation. Wow. Oops. Hold on. I don't know what I did there. Okay. So we have 950 properties. So that's still a little more than I want, but let's just take a quick look at these. I am going to check all, and I'm going to do stats. Okay, so for active, okay, and this is good. So even in the past 2 weeks, we had 277 homes come on the market, but in the past 2 weeks, we had 352 go pending. So we still had more taken off the market than we had coming on the market, if that makes sense. And then closed, we had 324. So, we've obviously got some anomalies in here. Or outliers. We've got some outliers in here. We're doing an average, but we've got a house that was 25,000, which is not, that's an outlier, and we've got a house that's 2.5 million, which is an outlier. But the average price of a home is 354,000 that went active in the past 2 weeks. So now this doesn't really matter because they're active. So I'm not even going to look at this. Average price per square foot is 157. Median is 149. Okay. Now let's look at pending data. That tells us a little bit more as far as days on market go, but I don't know what, we don't have closed prices yet. So it doesn't really give us, an idea of appreciation, of prices, of price drops and things like that. But pending means the house went under contract in the past 2 weeks. So the average price of a home that went under contract in the past 2 weeks was $277,000. Again, we've got 2 outliers. We've got one, the minimum at 34.9 and the high at 1.8. So that skews the data a little bit, but it's still, decent. Median home price, 237. Okay, now days on market, average is 27. Days on market, median is 15. And, the average is when they, do the bottom and the top, and average them all together. And then the median is, they just line up the numbers, and it's that middle number. So between 15 and 27 days. And then we have our closed sales. And again, you gotta love our outliers. 16,000 low, 1.4, almost 1.5 high. Average list price 304, median list price 255. Now here's where we can get some good data because we know what it closed at in the past 2 weeks. So that means if it closed in the past 2 weeks, that it went under contract, most likely 31 to 45 days ago, when we were having higher interest rates. So look, guys, 99.2% list price. So we didn't even see a whole percent of appreciation. So on average, the homes are selling for very close to list price. Median is 100%. Okay, days on market average is 20 and median is 7. Price per square foot, 139. Average, median, 136. So you can see, like, this is looking at our Tulsa County market. This is seeing the actual data in the past 2 weeks, like real time. Like, you are not seeing, you know, depreciation, even though our market's changed. I mean, trust me, guys, the market's changed. Like, you have a chance, you know, buyers, you have a chance, and sellers, you know, I think the hardest thing for sellers is like being priced right. Like, we can't push price like we could, you know, we can't push price like we did, you know, back at the peak. You've got to get your house, you know, market ready. It does make a big difference. But this is where we're at. So is November 1st. I hope everyone had a great Halloween. This is your November 1st market update, your local and national market update. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Tulsa, Oklahoma and the surrounding suburbs, then subscribe. Tap that little bell notification so you can be the first to know what's going on in our local Tulsa area market. And my team and I get calls every single day from people just like you who are looking to make their move to Tulsa. And let me tell you, we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. I'd love to jump on a Zoom call with you to help you make that seamless move to Tulsa, Oklahoma.